So, hello everyone. I welcome all students. I'm your KLOD for this course CMN 3102 this semester. In fact, I have been a TA for this course many times, but my present knowledge about 90% has been taught by Dr. Rocky since last semester. So I can tell you that I'm a new learner for this course, and this is my first time to record the lecture. So I request your understanding and your feedback and comments will be really appreciated. So let me begin the review with variables. So you already saw those types of variables with the continuous and categorical variables. And be careful with ID. That seems continuous variable, but in fact that is just the identifier. It doesn't have the value as the other continuous variables. So how we distinguish between the continuous and the categorical variables? The first thing I can say that there is a exactly same distance between the value labels in a continuous variables. And in a categorical variables, you cannot say there is a distance between the value labels. This is another example of the categorical variable is ordinal variable. So even though they are represented by the numbers, but they are now in categories, not exactly the same distance like this one. You cannot make an average between two. That is just separate categories. And the another thing I want to say, the second factor to distinguish the different types of variable is a continuity. So, Likert scale also continuous variable. They are measured by the points, different points. Here is the 1 and 10, but also it can be 5 or 7 Likert scale points. And they are accompanied by the literal sense of the kind of completely disagree or completely agree, this kind of thing. But that is just for helping understanding. In fact, what is really important is numerical values. So as you can see that even though you provide the one number for answer, but we can make average. So that shows the 7.8, 7.76 is somewhere between 7 and 8 is close to the higher score. So there is a kind of continuity between the value labels. Let's remember that the same distance and the continuity between the value labels characterize the continuous variables. About descriptive statistics, that it shows the summary of the numerical and categorical information of a data set. You can see that already you also saw in the lab assignment. You can provide the APA descriptive statistics tables about the continuous variable and the categorical variables. So for continuous variable table, you provide those values. And when you write the participant paragraph regarding continuous variable, you have to tell the mean and standard deviation of each continuous variable and also the range. And for categorical variables, when you write the participant paragraph, you have to provide the number out of total and the percentage, and also at least two categories. So, for instance, in this variable, you have to tell about one city and the second city also. And be careful about the table number in bold, and under the table number, you have to write a title in italic. Maybe you noticed in the stat cloud, they have a compare function. So when you click this one, you can find all variables in front of you. So the variables, and also you can choose the what information you need to complete your continuous and categorical variable table. About the scale and the subscale variables, you can see those types of variables are scale variables, and they are continuous. And these scale variables are used to measure the abstract concept. So those concepts are complex. You cannot measure the phenomenon by one question. So the scale points can be a different way, until 10 points also possible. And about the subscale, we saw the one example in lab assignment number 4. So one scale variable called empathetic listening scale is constituted by the three subscales. So you have to provide the mean, standard deviation, and alpha of each subscale to complete the one scale variable. And these are the kind of list to write the APA measurement section. So you can find the all elements to complete one paragraph of the measurement section. And I saw that some students have difficulty to find the reference. So in lab assignment 4, this is an article, and you have to find the working memory overload measurement in this article, and from which author this is adapted. So for providing a reference in this question, you have to go to the first Eurozone library, and you put this article name, and then you find the article. And when you find the article, you have to read all pages to find where they are mentioning about the working memory overload. So I think in the page 149, I think that you can find the one passage they are saying about this scale variable, and also from where they adopted. That is Volcan 2017. And when you know this name and you go to the reference list in the bottom of this article, and you will find that this full reference about the author from where you took this measurement. And about the internal consistency, that is represented by the Cronbach alpha, and is a measurement of the internal consistency of the set of items in the scale variable. So that shows each item is similar to the other on the measure. So they should measure the same characteristic, and the alpha shows the good internal consistency, and this is low consistency. So when you have this level, and you have two options. So first, you can revise the wording of the problematic item. Sometimes that can enhance the internal consistency, and also you can remove the item, and then you have to mention that. And you have this example in a level assignment 4. Regarding the retest reliability, I think that is a good example with the flipped item. So when you participate in a survey, if a participant just choose the all disagree or all agree like this without really understanding the item, and that shows the poor reliability. But when you put the reversed items, and that shows the good reliability, this means the participants really understood the items and that they answered correctly. Regarding the inter-rater reliability, that is the degree of consistency between the observers. So I wanted to just show that one example. And I made one scenario. So quarter 1 and quarter 2, for instance, the media contents, they are viewing the image, and then they just should provide their perception. And in fact, that should be consistent. There should be in agreement between two that will enhance the inter-rater reliability. So for instance, a senior Asian man and a young American man, they see this image, and they should say that it's negative and positive. If there is no clear definition about these categories, the Asian man probably will say that it's negative according to his education and cultural background, and young American man will say positive. So what is really important? That should be that categories, negative, positive, should be defined with a clear definition. So, for instance, how you see this image with the happy expression or the sad expression, or yeah, you can add another details to clarify what negative means, what positive means. And statistical reporting to write the APA tables is important. So you can provide all these values with the 2 decimal points because they are more than value 1. It can be more than 1. So you provide the 0 point and then 2 decimal points if there is a less than 1. However, Cronbach alpha reliability, that is exception. So that can be between 0 and 1. So you have to provide with three decimal points, and you don't write the 0 in the front. I will talk about charts. So the histogram is used for the continuous variables. So one continuous variable in the x-axis, and that shows y-axis shows the frequency. And for the categorical variables, you can provide with the pie chart and the bar chart. And a pie chart is used only for representing the one categorical variable with some percentage. That makes 100. And a bar chart also can be used like a pie chart, but they have more options. So you can put another categorical variable in its axis, and that shows the frequency. So for this bar chart, there is only one frequency, but you can put another variables to find the relationship with the continuous variable. So this scatter plot is used for the relationship between the two continuous variables. So in the x and y axis, they are both of them are continuous variables. And as I explained that the bar chart here are more options, and you can put the other categorical variables combined with this way, and you can find the frequency of the one continuous variable. So this is really practical uh, to represent the different variables between categorical and continuous variables. So this is the part one of the review, and I will see you in the review two concerning the inferential statistics. Thank you.